So coming to a nice, comfortable seat and starting out, of course, whatever feels best to you. If you're feeling a little more energetic, you can be sitting forward in your chair. So sitting a little taller, starting to engage the core. If you're feeling a little lethargic this morning, like you need to ease into this a little more, by all means, feel free to sit back. Don't necessarily worry about the posture so much at this point if this feels comfortable, but just find a place where you can sit quietly and start to connect with your breath. And if you haven't already, you can close your eyes. And let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh the breath out, sigh the day out, the morning so far out. A few more times like that. Smooth, deep, full inhale. And as you exhale, you're letting the to-do list go, anything that might be causing stress, just putting it aside. And you're going to eventually start to inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. You're welcome to find your ujjayi breath so that that breath has a more heated quality or constricting the sides of your throat. You also might just be finding a simple inhale and exhale, just letting it be nice and easy, whatever feels best for you today. And you can even do a combination of both. Make sure that the shoulders haven't crept up around the ears. Maybe there's some tension in the inner thigh. Maybe you're gripping fingers, toes. So notice these things. Notice if there's tension in the face and jaw and try to soften. And we're going to just sit here quietly for a few moments. Following that sensation of your breath in your body, listening to the sound of your breath. So the breath really becomes the focal point here. From time to time, your attention will wander. You'll get distracted by sounds happening in the room you're in. You'll get distracted by the thoughts coming in and out of your mind. It's all okay. It's all part of it. And just keep reminding ourselves to come back to our breath. Just another moment here. Good. Blink your eyes open. So go ahead and make any adjustments now. So if you were leaning back a little bit, sit a little taller. Make sure that shoulders are landing over your sit bones. Legs are about hips distance apart. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're a little on the shorter side, you could always slide a blanket underneath your knees or some blocks. So we kind of want the knees out from the hips here. We're going to inhale, stretch the arms out and up. And let's just take a few breaths here. So arms a little wider than shoulders distance apart. This kind of makes it a little easier first thing. And then you have the option to stay here like this, especially if you tend to be tighter in the shoulders. Otherwise, you can interlace your fingers, press your palms up towards the ceiling. So this activates the upper arm a little more. And then let's just turn this into a little cat-cow. So as you inhale, rock forward on your sit bones. And then as you exhale, belly button towards back spine. Chin towards chest. Just keeping the arms in this configuration. Inhaling, arching. Exhale, round in. This time, inhale, come up to a nice tall seat. Release the interlacing of your fingers if you took that variation. All right, deep inhale here. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Beautiful. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Let's do that a couple more times each side. Inhale up to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Good. Exhale, side bend to the left, rooting into both sit bones. Beautiful work. Inhale up to center. As you exhale, take your arms out wide. Deep inhale here. And then exhale, twist to the right. And then just bring your left hand either to the outside of your right thigh. You can come to the inside of the left. First twist can feel a little constricted, so maybe do a little less. You can hold on to a piece of chair behind you. Still rooting into both sit bones. Trying to keep the spine nice and long. Shoulder heads press back. Feel a little cobra pose sensation in your upper body. Breath smooth and steady. Good, nice deep inhale. Exhale, unwind. Inhale, arms reach out and up. And then exhale, take your arms out wide. Deep inhale here. Feel those sit bones rooting. As you exhale, take that twist to the left. And then again, right hand either to the outside of your left thigh. So you're just pressing against it. That helps you to find a little more of that cobra pose in your upper body. It's a little stretch in the thoracic spine. Conversely, if the twists are a little more challenging in your body, right hand might be to the inside of your right thigh. Observe how this side feels different in your body. And perhaps you're bringing your gaze out over that left shoulder. Listen to that sound of your breath. All right, deep inhale. Exhale, unwind, come to center. Let's inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Exhale, we find the side bend again, but this time we hold it for a few breaths. So you can just let your right fingertips release down. Maybe you want to do a little half wrap, get into that right shoulder a little bit. You're welcome to do that. Pinky side of the left hand is spinning down towards the floor. So it's like you're spinning that palm to face the wall behind you. Maybe you're starting to bring your gaze up underneath that top arm if it feels okay in your neck to do so. Is that left sit bone getting light? Just energetically, or maybe just, even if it's just in your mind's eye, root down there a little bit. You can pretend that somebody is gently pressing on that left thigh for you. But as you exhale, see if you can side bend just a micromillimeter more. And then inhale, both arms reach up. And as we exhale, we take this hold to the left. So stretching through the right side. Both shoulder blades are releasing down, even here, especially that arm that is lifted. Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. Again, maybe you're taking a little half wrap here and then leaning that left shoulder back. So you're getting a little shoulder stretching. Beautiful work. As we inhale, if you're in the wrap, release, arms stretch up. And then as you exhale, release your arms by your side. Give the shoulders a little roll out here. And then let's just do some classic cat-cow. So hands on your thighs. As you inhale, find that arch. So it's that cobra pose feeling in the upper body. Beautiful. As you exhale, you move in the opposite direction, rocking to the backs of your sit bones, shin towards chest, lengthening the back of the neck. Inhaling, arching. Exhale, round in. Maybe closing your eyes again if they're not already, and assuming that feels safe and comfortable. If they're open, you're just gazing, soft and gentle, so not looking around. And then you find a pace, a rhythm that feels good in your body. Some days we want to move a little quicker. Some days we want to luxuriate a little more, so we slow things down, stretch the breath out. What do you need today? Beautiful work. So let's do one more full cycle. Going to eventually come back to tall seat, and then we're going to just start to do some rolls here. So rocking around in that pelvic girdle, you can kind of dip the shoulders, release the neck. Again, you might be moving a little slower, smaller circles. Maybe you're moving a little faster. Maybe you're taking up lots of space. Good. And then as you're ready, just start to switch directions. Nice work. All right. So start to make your way up right here. Let's get into the neck and shoulders. So just release your chin towards your chest. The first one is always the hardest, I find. It's hard to get the back of the neck to release. We're just going to hang out here for a few breaths. Still sitting tall, still pressing into your sit bones, rooting down evenly into your feet. Okay, let's inhale, lift the head so chin is parallel to the floor. Make sure that the shoulders haven't crept up around the ears, so you're softening them down. And then just bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. So we often do this with the chin tucked. It's not here, so you're going to find that you probably don't go as far, but you're going to start to feel a stretch through that left side of the neck. If it's really intense, it means you've gone too far, so you back out a little bit. Breath smooth and steady. Sometimes we hold the breath when these poses are a little challenging, and this seems like a simple pose, but it can be challenging. All right, inhale up to center. Shoulders relaxing as you exhale. Left shoulder, rather left ear towards left shoulder. Breath smooth and steady, sending the exhale to the places in the right side of your neck where you're feeling some intensity. Beautiful. Inhale up to center. So let's exhale. Release the chin towards the chest again. Couple of breaths. And then this time, let's keep the chin tucked and just take a few breaths. As you bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. And you're going to notice, I find that this variation with the chin tucked is a little more nuanced. You start to, as you're moving through, feel this stretch in many different places through the right, left shoulder, left side of the neck. If you wanted to release your left fingertips down, that might introduce a little more sensation for you. You could even release right fingers down too. And feeling those shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other and release towards your sit bones. If you've released, hands by your side, just place them back on your thighs. And then chin stays tucked. Come back to center. And take a couple breaths there. Make any little adjustments that you need to. Get the shoulders out of your ears if they've kind of snuck up there. And then again, chin stays tucked this time. Take several full cycles of breath as you explore moving your left ear towards your left shoulder. How does this side feel different? Where do things get pretty intense? Where are your spots? Inevitably, one side is always a lot more intense than the other. You want to release right fingertips down. See what that does. You're welcome to do so. You could also release left fingertips down. Breath smooth and steady. Good. Hands come back to your thighs. If you took that variation, keep your chin tucked as you roll back to center. And then again, we just hang out here for a few breaths. So hopefully the back of the neck is feeling a little more spacious. It's easier to release your chin towards your chest here. Good, nice and easy. Start to roll your chin up. So coming to a nice tall seat. And then let's inhale, scrunch the shoulders up towards the ears. So create some tension. You can even kind of make an ugly face. So get some tension in the face and jaw. And then let it go. A couple more like that. One more. And let it go. So let's move into a few rounds of our Ardha Surya Namaskara half sun salute, just to find a little space, a little movement with the breath, a little flow. All right, so we'll break down this first one. So nice tall seat. As you inhale, you can either reach your arms forward and up or out and up, whatever feels best here. So coming into our extended mountain pose, maybe you bring your gaze up. You could pretend that somebody is holding onto your wrist here, so you're getting a little taller. As we exhale, we're going to hinge forward, fold in. So you could swan dive in. Maybe you feel more stable, bringing your hands to your thighs and rolling on down. Really try to let the back of your neck lengthen and release. So again, it's that feeling of chin towards chest. Couple of breaths. This is our Uttanasana, deep forward fold. We're going to move to our Ardha Uttanasana on our next inhale. So this is a great place if you have blocks at home. You could place your hands on blocks. Otherwise, hands can come to your thighs. So you're lengthening through the sides of your waist. You're gazing gently forward. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Elbows can squeeze in towards the midline a little bit. This looks a little bit like a cobra pose. As you exhale, you hinge forward, fold in, back into the Uttanasana. Really let the back of the neck lengthen and release. And then we come back into our Utthita Hasta, into Dasana, our extended mountain pose. So again, if you want to play with engaging the core a little bit and you feel safe and stable, you reverse swan dive up. Otherwise, you're just rolling up using your hands on your thighs to help you. Maybe you gaze up here. Maybe you press palms together. As we exhale, a couple of options. You can just bring hands to heart center in prayer, or you can take them out wide and bring your hands to heart center. Whatever feels best in your body today. So lots of little variations in this sequence of poses. All right, we're going to put it all together. So as you inhale, reach up. Beautiful work. As you exhale, fold in, lengthen down. Inhale, extend through the sides of your waist, gaze comes forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Nice. As you exhale, you fold back in. And then sit bones root, feet root. Make your way back up into your extended mountain pose, maybe gazing up, maybe pressing palms. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Samastitihi, even standing. 2 more of these. Reaching up on your inhale. As you exhale, you come into your deep forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhaling back in. And then pressing down to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So I'm not going to cue you this last one. Just move with your breath at your pace. Just enjoy how this feels. Beautiful. So we just meet back in our seated mountain pose, palms together at the heart, maybe just gazing gently down at your fingers. Listening to the breath, maybe trying to slow it down if it started to speed up, maybe noticing the heat that you're building in your body as we begin to move a little more. All right, so let's stay here like this with palms pressing together and vigorously press them against each other. Notice how you start to widen across the shoulder blades, the backs of the backs of the shoulders. Good, deep inhale. And then as you exhale, just stay upright, twist to the right. And you can stay here like this. If you'd like to hinge forward and either hook that left elbow to the inside of your left thigh. If it's a little easier for you to twist in your body, you could hook the left elbow to the outside of that right thigh. So you're just getting leverage with the arms, but then you're pressing palms towards your heart center. Nice work. And then just gaze at what's in front of you. Just see it, notice it. Good, one more deep inhale. As you exhale, so if you hinged forward, let's just fold forward here. And if you stayed upright in the twist, go ahead and join us in the forward fold. Let the back of the neck lengthen and release. Hands might be on blocks, fingertips might be grazing the floor. If forward folding is a little more challenging in your body, maybe you're just doing more of a half forward fold, that is absolutely fine as well. And then let's inhale, start to roll on up. We're going to reach our arms up overhead. Extended mountain. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. So vigorously pressing, widening across the backs of the shoulders. Deep inhale. Feel your sit bones anchoring you as you exhale. And twist to the left. And it doesn't have to be a deep twist. Just go as far as you need to in your body. It will tell you when enough is enough. So this is the pose. This is enough if you want to stay here. If you feel stable, if twisting feels good in your body, maybe you mindfully hinge forward. And again, you can either bring your right elbow to the inside of your right thigh. It might be accessible to you to bring that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Arm and leg are just helping you to leverage yourself into this twist a little deeper. This looks great. And you might just be gazing forward. Maybe you're starting to gaze up towards the ceiling over that left shoulder. Are you breathing? Especially bring a little focus and attention to your inhale. Beautiful work. Deep inhale here. As we exhale again, we just unwind. We all come into that forward fold just to let this go. And maybe this time you want to nod your head yes. Nod your head no. Good, and then just let the head hang, so chin towards chest, lengthening through the back of the spine, the cervical spine. Nice and easy. On your next inhale, roll on up, stretch the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Good, just release your hands. So let's come into a little hip stretching. So I'm going to give you a couple of options for this. You can either take seated pigeon, so crossing right ankle above the left thigh, if that is accessible for you to get into. So we're going for the hip opener here. So if that's not working for you today, you might just, from this seat, open up this left or right thigh rather, any amount. I might have said that wrong with the pigeon too. Just make a note of whatever side you're on, and then we'll do the opposite. So if you are seated in your single pigeon, you can gently press your right hand into that right thigh. If you need to, if you're just feeling sensation sitting like this, many of us do, you don't need to go any further. If you're a little more open in the hips and kind of prod things along a little bit, it's like a little self-adjustment. Same goes here. You can take that right hand, press back. So you're really trying to feel a little more sensation. And then breath is smooth and steady. Okay, so if this is good, if you're feeling the stretch, this is where you stay. Otherwise, if you want to start to forward fold in either of these variations, so hands on blocks can be really nice. If you're in this variation, maybe you're just taking your hands to that lower right leg. And you just might notice that this shifts where you're getting sensation in that right hip, that right glute. Couple more breaths here. All right, so as you inhale, you slowly start to roll on up. Let's stretch the arms up overhead. Exhale, take the arms wide. Nice deep inhale, lengthen through both sides of your waist. And then exhale, twist to the right. Good. And then a couple of options. Left hand to the inside of the left thigh, maybe to the outside of the right. And of course, you can be doing the same thing here. With legs wide, I actually find that it feels nicer for me to just have hand to the inside of the left thigh. Otherwise, it's a pretty deep twist. Okay, so let's turn this twist into a little lateral stretch as well. So you can stay where you are. You're wrapping those left ribs to the right. But you're going to release the right hand. It's going to come up and over. So you're lengthening through this right side. And this feels kind of nice. This also might just shift where you're getting sensation in that lower right waist. All right, so let's keep your arms exactly where they are. Just upright yourself. Bring your torso to face forward. We've got our left arm underneath. So let's give ourselves a little hug here. Elbows stack on top of each other. If you want to go into backs of the hands pressing or palms pressing, so that version of Garudasana arms, you're welcome to do that. Inhale, little arch, elbows lift. Exhale, find your cat stretch, round in, chin towards chest. Inhaling into the cow pose. Nice. Exhale, round in. Good. And then inhale, just come to a nice tall seat. Good. Reach your arms. Let's go out and up. And then as you exhale, hands come together at your heart. All right. So if you are in this version, you're going to stay here. If you are in the seated pigeon, you're going to join us here in more of this Virabhadrasana 2 position. And then the options here are to keep this left knee bent. If you wanted to extend that leg to straight and you feel stable and safe there, you're welcome to do that. You also might widen this left leg out a little bit and then roll to the inner edge of that foot. So we're not going external, we're getting internal rotation. And then maybe just peek down at this right knee, make sure that it's over your right ankle. So these are our warrior 2 legs. This is our setup here. Torso is squaring towards the, just facing forward. Even though this right knee is pressing back, as we inhale, we're going to reach the arms up. So we've got our warrior 2. Keep your torso facing forward. Just bring your gaze out over your right fingertips. Few breaths like this. The shoulders love to get involved here. So soften them down. Feel your shoulder blades release to your tailbone. Your tailbone is releasing towards the earth. Breath smooth and steady. And it feels counterintuitive here, but sometimes if you firm the muscle to the bone in your arms a little more, so you're engaging, you're working a little harder, it actually gets a little easier. You can always take breaks here when you need. And if this doesn't work in your body to have your arms like this for whatever reason, you just might be here. That's fine. It all counts. Okay, so we're going to reverse this. So you can slide your left hand down that left leg. Maybe you grab a piece of chair. Take your right arm up and over. Good variation if this is hard in the shoulders and neck is to just bend that right elbow. Keep spinning those left ribs up. Our reverse warrior, really beautiful pose. Good, really nice. Let's inhale. Back up to our Virabhadrasana 2. And then you're going to think length. So extension through this right side. We're going to bring our right forearm to our right thigh. So just start with shoulder blades stacking on top of each other. And then eventually spin that left palm forward, reach that arm up and over so you have that long line of energy through the left side of your body. Right ribs are spinning up. Maybe you're gazing up underneath your top arm. Can you release both shoulder blades down your back, even though we're kind of reaching? Beautiful. Inhale. Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale. Release arms by your side. So if you have that left leg in a variation, just bring it back to center. And we take that sequence to the second side. So again, our options here, starting with left ankle above right knee. So this seated pigeon pose, you might be gently pressing down. Maybe you are simply opening up this hip any amount. Doesn't have to be very deep. And just know too, that just because you did one variation on the other side doesn't mean that you have to do that variation on this side. Side to side, it's okay if it looks a little different. So nice little hip opening here. Nice is relative again. Hips can get very tight for most of us, for a lot of us. So this can be quite intense. Keep your breath steady and smooth. Back out a little bit if you need to. It's okay to do less. And then maybe you're noticing how this side feels different in your body. If it feels different. And again, if there's plenty of stretch happening here, this is where you stay. Otherwise, you're welcome to hinge forward, fold in either of these variations. Just observing if you're taking this variation, where it shifts, where you're getting sensation. Couple more good breaths here. Really try to lengthen your spine, especially the cervical spine, so that the back of the neck. On your next inhale, you begin to roll on up. Reach the arms up overhead. Good. As we exhale, we take the arms out wide. Deep inhale here, lengthening through the sides of your waist. And then as you exhale, you start to twist to the left. Okay, so this is going to look a lot like a lot of different things depending upon where you are. So if you are in the seated version like I am, right hand to the inside of right thigh. That might be happening if the ankle is crossed. You also might be taking your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Your sit bones anchor down, and then you just wrap those right ribs around. Gaze soft and gentle. Just notice what's in front of you. Good. So stay in the twist here, but as you inhale, stretch your left arm up and over so you're getting that lateral stretch. A little lateral stretch, a little twist, little hip. Keep the shoulder blades releasing down your back. Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. All right, deep inhale. Exhale, just square your upper body to face towards the front of your mat. And then we have our right arm underneath, left arm on top. So backs of the hands compressed, elbows are stacking, maybe palms pressed. Also, you could be here just hugging. That's usually the first variation, and great if your shoulders are tighter. And we find a little cat-cow here. As you inhale, elbows lift. As you exhale, belly pulls towards the spine, you round in, chin towards chest. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, rounding into the cat stretch. Good, and then inhale, come to a nice tall seat. Release the arms, stretch them up. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Okay, so if you have that left foot on the floor already, you just stay there. If you're in the version that I'm in here, so that seated pigeon, we find that hip opening. So we're setting up for our warrior two, reverse warrior, and Parsvakonasana. Again, right knee might stay bent like this. You might take the version where you extend right leg straight forward. If you want to open up that leg and you feel stable and safe on your chair, you can do that too. Make sure that you're rolling to the inner edge of your foot. So we want this right leg neutral, whereas we're opening up this left hip. And then knee over ankle is nice. So sometimes we need to scoot this left foot forward. Square your torso, bring it to face forward. So lots of little different things happening in this pose. As you inhale, arms reach. Again, activate the arms. You take breaks whenever you need to. Start to bring your gaze out over your left fingertips. Breath smooth and steady. Is there tension in your face and jaw? Soften there, maybe a little smile. Yes, these poses are challenging, but they also feel really good. The brain loves a challenge. And let's feel very strong and present in this pose. We're going to flip this into a reverse warrior. So right hand reaches down that leg. Maybe you hold on to a piece of chair. Flip that left palm to face up towards the ceiling and then reach up and over. Keep the shoulder blades out of your ears, even here. Sneaky little buggers. Maybe you're gazing up underneath that top arm. Stretching through this left side. Breath smooth and steady. All right, we're going to inhale back in to our Virabhadrasana 2. And then we're going to hinge at that left hip crease, lengthen through the left side, reach, 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 and then bring your left forearm to that left thigh. You can even kind of traction that leg back a little bit. Oh, gorgeous. That looks great, Tammy. Spin your palm to face forward, reach that right arm up and over. So feeling again, all of that lateral stretching through the right side. Feel those that right shoulder blade release down. Maybe you're gazing up underneath the top arm if that feels okay. Couple more good breaths. All right, we inhale. Come to our Virabhadrasana 2. Good, exhale, just release your arms down. Bring that right leg back. And then left leg. So you're finding your nice Tadasana mountain pose. Good, and let's move into a little pranayama breath work. So let's do our viloma one breath today. So this is the breath in which we are inhaling in 3 different segments and then pausing a little bit after each inhale. So I will talk you through this. If at any point, especially during the retentions, it feels like you need to take a breath, you do that. If this isn't working for you today for any reason, you can just sit here quietly and breathe. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're newer to it, it can definitely feel a little challenging. So you might even just want to kind of sit out the first couple of rounds and then join in as you have a better idea of what it is we're doing. All right, so hands can rest on your thighs. You're sitting nice and tall here. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Full, complete exhale through your nose. Let's do that again. Smooth, deep, full inhale. Full, complete exhale. Little tiny pause at the bottom. Maybe your lower belly pulls in and up. So as we inhale, we're just going to breathe up to our belly button and pause. We're going to inhale another third of the way up. So those lower floating ribs. Pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. You're going to feel a little lift of your sternum. It feels a little bit like a cobra pose. Pause. And then slowly exhale the air out through your nose. Just take a couple rounds of normal breath. So you let that go. If it was challenging, don't worry about it. If it felt good, don't worry about it. We'll do a few more rounds of this. So nice deep inhale through your nose. Full, complete exhale through your nose. Little pause at the bottom. Fully empty. Inhale 1/3 of the way up. Pause. Inhale another third of the way. Pausing the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. And then slowly exhale the air out through your nose. When you reach the bottom, a couple rounds of nice, easy, cleansing breath. Letting that round of the viloma one go. Check in with your shoulders, make sure that they're not creeping up around your ears. So soften down, sitting nice and tall. Smooth, deep inhale through your nose. And full, complete exhale through your nose. Pause at the bottom, empty out. Inhale 1/3 of the way up. Inhale another third of the way. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Exhale the air out through your nose. Couple rounds of breath. One more round here if you want. Deep inhale through your nose. Full, complete exhale through your nose. Empty out, little pause at the bottom of the breath. Inhale up to your belly button. Pause. Inhale to your floating ribs. Pause the breath. Inhale all the way up underneath your collarbones. Pausing. See if you can keep this lift of your heart and chest as you exhale the air out through your nose. Empty out. And then just allow your breath to do its thing. So it just returns to nice, easy, natural rhythm. We're moving towards our final resting pose here, Shavasana. So you just might stay here like this in quiet meditation. If you have a table in front of you, desk in front of you, maybe you want to rest your head on your forearms with a little support. So more like a child's pose. You're always welcome to come into classic Shavasana on the floor if that is something that is accessible to you. Mostly just find a place where you can be still, where you can relax. So we always start and end the class quietly. It's like these bookends kind of helps us to make the transition into class and then out of class. This resting gives us an opportunity to absorb the work that we've done into our body, lets our brain kind of figure everything out. So it's important. That being said, sometimes being still can be really challenging. If that's you, just know that that's okay. If you fidget a little bit, no big deal. If you start to daydream or think about things, even if you fall asleep, it's all right. It happens sometimes. Just keep returning to this place of deep relaxation. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, Mrityamamritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. And just sigh the breath out as you exhale. Ha. Bring movement back to your body. So wiggle, stretch, anything that feels good here. And then you're going to place your palms on a pile on top of your heart. Check in. So notice what's shifted for you this past hour. How do you feel differently than when we started? Send yourself, send your body love and gratitude. It's a gift to move like this, to work like this. It's not always easy, but it does make a difference. Finally, just promise yourself that you're going to carry this good feeling you worked so hard to create with you into the rest of the day ahead. Just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today. Thank you.